last year when I was doing the farmer's market. I had five people come back and said, "Oh my gosh, the allergies, he's not itching as much, he's happier." And then I realized, I mean, allergies, it is inflammation. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was another thing I could check off that this product would help.
You're listening to the Soul Touched by Dogs podcast, the show for dog lovers who see dogs not as toys or tools, but wise souls worth our respect and care. I'm Anke Herman, and I'm your host.
Hello and welcome, MaryBeth. I'm excited to have you here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to sharing my story. And I just want to say I appreciate what you do through your podcast to inform and educate pet lovers.
Thank you so much. So let's do what we're here to do. So let people know where you're based and what's your story. What's your story? I was just so
Absolutely.
what's your story? What's your business with the dogs?
What's my business with the dogs? So I am based in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C. Originally, I was a meeting event planner who planned conferences and meetings of all sizes. And I had a dog named Teddy. He was a 100-pound Newfie mix, the love of my life. And he developed a little lump on his nose, and we found out it was cancer. And from that, I developed what's called Teddy's Turmeric Tamer. It's a mouthful, I know. We'll refer to it as TTT from here on out. And that became my mission. And he developed this little lump on his nose. We went to the vet. They found cancer cells. And then they suggested that we go to a vet oncologist, which we did. It took a couple of weeks. And in the interim, he stopped eating. So I started to do all this research about natural remedies, how I could help my dog eat and possibly help with the symptoms of cancer. And he started to eat. We went to the vet oncologist, and then that took about 2 weeks to get the results back. We were headed up to Maine, his favorite place in the whole wide world. And we get the call that he has an aggressive sarcoma. To keep him comfortable, which meant sedated, he has 2 to 4 weeks to live. So we were devastated. We went to Maine. He didn't even want to walk. So I decided we didn't want him to die like that. We took him off the sedation. We kept him on one painkiller because we weren't sure if he was in pain or not. Within 2 or 3 days, he started walking. By the end of 2 weeks, he was jumping around the water, having a great time, and he was eating my product, the turmeric. Within 4 months, the tumor completely disappeared, and he lived for 3 more years on that
Wow.
only. We didn't have him on any other medications. We weren't even doing vaccines except for rabies, because we kept saying, "Well, we don't know how long he's going to live. We're not going to keep doing this to him." And he lived 3 more years.
Wow.
So that's where we are right
That's
now.
incredible.
Yeah,
We've sort of briefly kind of spoken before, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised because like I've done something similar with my dog Leo when he had symptoms the vets couldn't help with, and I'm like, well, I have golden milk
I
for
heard that. Yeah.
anything, right? So let me see um how he responds to it. And that concoction that I mixed together, he gobbled it up as long as he wasn't feeling well. And as he got better, like then he wanted it less. It was really quite interesting. So now I'm curious how did you come up with like what to put in there? Or, like did you have some
Good
sort of
question.
background in that
No.
direction? Or like how did you know where to look?
Good question, because I am not a vet, obviously, or a scientist, but I do believe in natural remedies to help because the body heals with natural remedies. So, unfortunately, we had a few people that we knew who had cancer at the time, and we were doing a lot of research, and I found that ginger was a great help in ovarian cancer with ovarian cancer cells. It helps ward off or slow the process. So immediately I thought, well, we need ginger, and first of all, that's a great for the digestive and the taste. Then I knew turmeric was a great anti-inflammatory. So we started with turmeric. We needed a filler, so we did omega-3 in the form of flaxseed, which is great. It offers all kinds of, besides an anti-inflammatory, it also offers help with allergies and heart health. We did cancer-fighting mushrooms, And I will say, when I originally started out, we had red reishi. Red reishi is a great mushroom, especially for mast cell tumors in dogs. However, the state agency where I'm licensed would not allow me to have that in my formula. So I had to reformulate the formula without it. I actually use it with my dog. I put it in my dog, but I was very sad. They said there's not enough data on red reishi mushrooms for dogs. So I'm trying. I actually reached out to Dr. Silver, and I know he's a big mushroom guru, hoping maybe I'll get some information there. But anyway, so we formulated it with just the two cancer-fighting mushrooms. We added cinnamon mainly for the flavor and taste, but that's also a super antioxidant. And then black pepper, which has the pepperine that
Yeah.
helps absorb the curcumin from the turmeric and stay in the bloodstream longer. So that's just by research and
Yeah.
finding out what would help cancer, what would maybe attract the smell of a dog eating the
I mean, this
food.
sounds like something I'd take, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
well,
like when you look at
yes.
it, like if you look at I mean, that golden milk recipe, it's like an ancient Indian kind of like, it's that, I mean, it
Right.
doesn't have the cinnamon and it doesn't have the mushrooms and whatever, but it does have the turmeric and
hmm
a bit of coconut oil and all whatever, and a bit of like black pepper. And, it's like, yeah, there's nothing in there that we wouldn't take, right?
Well, that's exactly true. This, and it's all human grade, but we are
Yeah.
licensed as an animal remedy. I have many people who take it, and I actually have one one gentleman. I used to do a farmer's market
I eat
last
my
year in
dog's
Mexico.
treats, right?
He would come and he would buy a container for him and the dog. So you have to like it. It is a powder. It's a powder form, so it mixes in with the dog food. If the dog food's wet, it mixes right in. If not, you have to add a little bit of olive oil or water. It's a little gritty, so as a human, you have to like that taste. Most dogs just gobble their food, don't even notice it. But yeah, we've had a lot of luck. We've helped hundreds of dogs with different health ailments and arthritis, allergies, even incontinence. So
Wow.
we're,
Yeah, and the thing it just makes so much sense, right? So do you
mm,
find that like you just said like dogs usually don't notice it? Like I've tried like obviously I had it like I did something similar like with the turmeric with Leo and he was like it was noticeable as he got better, and I would put it into a bit of yogurt and stuff like that,
mhm,
and when
mhm.
he was like really not feeling well, he gobbled it up like crazy and then he got less and less interested in it. Right? And I always felt like
Really
I could gauge how well he felt by how much he wanted it,
interesting.
right?
Oh, well, I think that they're in tune with their bodies and know what they need. We have a new dog now, and we started him on it at the very beginning. He was shot 4 times by his previous owner.
Ooh,
So yeah, and he
interesting.
still has bullet fragments in his shoulder and in his buttocks. So he has inflammation. And we keep him on it. And he's 11 now. We rescued him when he was 2, and it's really helped him a lot. So, but it's interesting. I will say there were a couple dogs that did not like the powder. They just too strong, or they didn't like the flavor. So I started to do jerky treats sprinkled with the powder. The dogs got used to it through well, who wouldn't on pork tenderloin, right? So they got used to the flavor, and now their owners are able to add it to their food with no problem. So,
Okay, so but I'm really curious because because you came up with the idea as a remedy, right? So to kind of
mhm,
treat a particular situation,
mhm.
but given that it's like natural stuff, so you could use it to prevent, right? It'd be even
Oh,
better, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people all the time, start young. And one and under, I wouldn't do it because turmeric can be tough on the stomach. But any dog over 1, just start with a little bit. As they get older, you might increase the dose a little bit to
Mm.
the normal dose. And if they are facing arthritis, dysplasia, or cancer, I always say they could put a half a teaspoon more, or half of the dose more. Um, it's definitely for overall health and wellness.
Yeah.
Uh, you should not, I agree with you, you should not wait for a
Mm.
health problem to occur if your dog will take it now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that's
Yeah.
always the thing with the natural remedies. Like they're not off they're not always like, okay, you just kind of do that for a week and it's like they sometimes take a bit more time. Although
Right.
with turmeric, I found it's actually very effective, like really quickly, right?
We've had so many people come back and tell us within 2 or 3 days that they notice more energy in their dog. They're running or they're jumping. One one customer was not that happy. She said, "Oh my gosh, my dog is so active as it is, and now it's even more active." So,
Oh, that is
um,
funny.
yeah, it is funny, but they we do notice a difference in a couple days. As mentioned, it is human grade, so my husband and I take it. I didn't realize what it was doing for me when I used to do my meetings and I was at a convention for 4 days. I didn't take it with me because I didn't want to put it in my luggage and go through TSA and all that. I was there for 4 days on a concrete convention center floor. My knees were killing me. When I got back, I started it within 2 days. My knees stopped hurting. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I have knee issues and I'm glad I'm taking this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it makes so much sense. I mean, I don't know, like I used to get like really bad period cramps. And like
uh,
when I discovered that turmeric is actually, you know, like I never bought another ibuprofen. Like it was
really,
literally like anytime painkiller,
wow,
that's the go-to, right? So, and it's really, so that's
interesting.
why I was like, oh, I'm really curious how that, how that works for dogs, because
Mhm.
I know for me, it's my go-to, right? It's
Oh,
like,
it's
yeah.
really great. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against pharmaceuticals because I know they are necessary in some cases, but why not try natural? There's no side effects. Like I said, it works with your healing processes in your body. All those ingredients work synergistically, and you will notice a difference. Now, if it comes to that it's not working, then you may consider pharmaceuticals, but there's so many side effects with pharmaceuticals. So we're trying to educate owners and try this. If it doesn't work, then reassess what you need to do. Um, so we're just
What do
going
you
the
find?
natural.
What's the uptake, or like how do people respond in general?
I would say most people are willing to try it because they don't want the side effects and the cost of pharmaceuticals. We've had a lot of people get off Aquaquel. I can't say that Aquaquel and other. I had somebody come up to me the other day and said, "Oh my gosh, we bought this 2 months ago. We were on Gabapent and we're off it, and he's running around." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome to hear." It may not work for every dog, but we've had a lot of success. Now, I will tell you, cats don't like it. We've
Oh,
tried it with cats. Cats are so finicky and they have such a keen sense of smell. They just don't like it. I only had one cat out of probably 6 or 7 that actually would eat it, but we don't have luck with cats, so I don't even market it to cat
yeah,
lovers.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So I'm curious how you actually manage that whole production thing. Like, do you have like, do you do that yourself, or do you have you got somebody who does that? Because that seems to be quite an operation, right? Because
It
it's
is.
one thing for me to cook up a concoction for my dog, but like to actually market it as a product is a whole different story. How did you go about
Yeah.
that?
So when we first started, it was just about saving my dog. So I would just concoct it in my kitchen. And then when COVID hit and I wasn't doing events anymore, people said, "Why aren't you selling this to help other dogs?" I had family and friends using it. I said, "Well, maybe I will." So I started doing farmers markets, got into a few local pet boutique stores. And I actually do it. I'm the manufacturer right now. Hopefully, when we explode, I'll have to look elsewhere about manufacturing. But right now, the license I have, I'm able to do it. I'm able to manufacture and create it. We do create each container by hand, so it's not a big process because the mushrooms that we use in the product, there's such a small amount. I want to make sure the exact amount is in each container. So we handcraft every container. Um, so I'm not to that point yet where I need to be looking out. I've been able to handle it. I have a few people as when needed. They will help. But right now I am the manufacturer distributor.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a, like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's also like super rewarding, right? Because it's
Yes.
almost like, I think at that scale is you kind of still know your customers as well, right?
Right, exactly. And it's been a wonderful journey and seeing people. or seeing dogs happy and energetic again, and owners coming back to me and saying, "Oh my gosh, it's helped this." I didn't realize how it would help with allergies. Last year, when I was doing the farmers market, I had 5 people come back and said, "Oh my gosh, the allergies, he's not itching as much, he's happier." And then I realized, I mean, allergies, it is inflammation. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was another thing I could check off that this product would help.
Wow, I think you need to kind of collect that whole list of things it
Hmm.
helps with, right?
Yes,
Because I think
yes.
if that overall health is strengthened and that whole and the immune system is strengthened, it's like all other like there's a whole other stuff that falls off the, that just stops being an issue. So how do you sell it in a little tub or like in a big
We,
bucket or like
oh, I
like
should, I have it real here. Let me grab it. I'm sorry, I should have had it right in front of me. It's in a container, and we just updated our labels, but it's sold like this in a
okay, cool.
container. And then, of course, on the side, it has the instructions on the dosage based on weight of a dog and then everything that's in it. So it's in a container. We do the jerky, as I mentioned, for dogs who may not like the flavor at first, but love it on meat. Um, we don't use any preservatives or chemicals, so the shelf life can span from 6 to 12 months, depending on, it's really the flaxseed that goes bad, not bad, but expires before any of the other ingredients. So
Yeah.
we are not in any big box stores because I don't have the capacity to do that right now and to make sure the product is selling because of the shelf life. So we are
Mm.
just in boutique stores. Online, we sell at farmers markets and different events. But we do make other products all natural without any chemical. We do a tick tonic. It's a flea and tick repellent,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's made with essential oils. There's no pesticides in it. So
Because that's a big
again,
one too. Yeah, I was just about
it
to
is.
ask you. So basically, but you do ship like let's say US wide, for example.
We ship US wise. We found I have shipped to Canada. The problem is because I'm such a small business, we do charge shipping. It's it's expensive for me to send it to Canada or Europe, but we're getting to that point where we might be able, if we're doing the volumes, we'll be able to bring their price down. But we
Mm,
do ship all over the United States.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So a little tub like that, like for, like a medium-sized dog, is that like how long will that? And also like do you give that like daily or do you
Daily,
like yeah, yeah.
daily, daily. And what I
How will
suggest, so a medium dog, say the dog is 50 pounds, that's 1 teaspoon. And so what I would suggest is maybe a half teaspoon in the morning, half teaspoon at night. If the dog really has a bad health issue, maybe do a teaspoon in the morning and a half at night or vice versa. This will last for a 50-pound dog for about 5 or 6 weeks.
oh,
For a
that's
bigger
awesome.
dog, yeah, for a
Yeah.
big dog, maybe 3, 4 weeks. A
Yeah.
little dog, this will last forever. So, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah, and so that makes so do you have like so what other products have you got? So the flea and tick stuff I'm kind of curious about too, because that's
We have,
always the thing. Like, they always get sold like here they're quite pushy about like the collar thing. And I'm like, I'm not putting some toxin
yeah,
shit on my dog
yeah.
all day, every day.
Well,
So
it is. I mean, they're made with pesticides, and that can't be good for your dog. It's a flea and tick repellent, so it doesn't
mm,
kill the insects. So as a pet owner, you still have to be vigilant about checking your dog. But it's pretty potent that it does ward off insects and fleas and ticks. It's just like I said, essential oils, and you just shake it and you do it. I put it on my dog every day when we walk. I actually have landscapers using it because they don't want to use the pesticides and all the DEET. So I have landscapers that use it. And there's one other product that we made. It's called a paw protector.
oh,
When our dog goes out, he gets the salt and sand in between his paw, and it was cracking. So we put that on him either before he goes out or when he comes back, just to soften the
yeah,
pad and maybe get some of the salt and dirt out. That's all natural too. Coconut oil, shea butter, beeswax, and that's a big seller. Believe it or not, I thought it'd be mostly in the winter, but I have a lot of people buy it in the summer
in the
because the
summer.
streets are so hot and the
That's right.
dogs paws are getting so dry and cracked. So yeah,
Yeah, that
so
makes a
we're
lot of
expanding.
sense.
Yeah,
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 and do you find like I remember actually I bought one, I mean, like a natural like, insect repellent, and I
mhm,
was kind of very kind of cautious to make sure like I was looking at the ingredients, it was all essential oils, and I can't
right.
remember where I bought it, but I bought it in the end. I was using it because the dogs didn't like it. Then when I
That's
came
a,
with that little spray bottle, they went running, but I really liked the smell of it, so I
yeah.
used it for
It's,
myself.
it's most of the essential oils are really pretty smelling. So,
Yeah.
and it's surprising that well, I guess they don't like the smell, but they can be a little pungent too. So, yeah, I did want to share that part of our mission, though, a percentage of our sales goes back to dogs in need. So we
Oh,
are always giving back to rescues or shelters or whoever reaches
love
out to
that.
me. Yeah.
That's
So
wonderful. So do you
yeah.
have any sort of other products that you kind of developing, or do you say, well, because I mean, I think the turmeric tamer, like it makes so much sense, you could say, well,
Mhm.
okay, let's just do more of that, or is
Right.
there, where you headed?
So we're headed, well, we have like I said, we have the powder, we have the tick tonic, and we have the paw protector. I personally, right now, make kibble because the dog we have now has so many sensitivities that he can't eat a lot. So I'm in the process. I'm on my third batch that he finally likes. And I'm thinking maybe putting the turmeric in that,
Okay.
inside the kibble. But we're in the process of that. We're not there yet. We're still
Okay. So you're
experimenting.
saying like developing a kibble thing, because like normally it's like my dogs don't even know what kibble is, right? It's like
Yeah.
they don't the
Yeah.
hell know, but I think if I knew it wasn't all processed and chemical
Yeah.
crap in there,
Right.
then there is the convenience of it, right?
Right.
So
Because our dog, he's sensitive to everything. All he gets is rice, and right now we're doing pork tenderloin that I food process and make it into like a meaty mixture. And he gets blueberries in the morning and carrots at night because he's allergic to sweet potatoes, pumpkin. It's crazy. So I just felt like he needed a crunch. So we're making a kibble right now out of black beans, chickpeas, a little bit of carrots, egg, and a little bit of rice flour. So that's what we're doing. It's all natural. There's again no junk in it, and he loves the crunch. He just crunches it up. I half the time I just give it to him as a treat, but I just felt like he needed a crunch. Just that
okay,
after a while, the same thing over and over.
that's
He
so
needs
true.
something
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
Hmm.
crunch idea, and actually, it's like they'd be great treats.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
yes. So with that, we may just start putting the turmeric in that along with the jerky. So for dogs who may not like the full flavor or
yeah,
smell, it's sort of hidden in the definitely would be hidden in the kibble. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like if, it's not about this, like the smell isn't what
Hmm.
has the effect, right? So if you can
Right.
hide it, well, then, if they
Exactly.
don't like it, yeah, that makes
Exactly.
that makes so much sense. Well, I
Yeah.
think that's wonderful because I think we're so in need of alternatives to, even more processed stuff, even more, pharmaceuticals, like for us and for the dogs as well, right? So
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
I love that.
I love it because again, this was not a field I ever thought I'd be in. And I'm learning so much, and people are very happy to have natural choices.
Yeah.
They really are. And I have a few holistic vets that refer my products because they believe in it. And we'd like to, pursue that a little bit more, get a few more vets. I don't have as much luck with traditional vets.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I have about five holistic vets who refer me right now to
Mm.
their clients. So I'm hoping to span that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not surprised. Like my mom was she's still around, but she's retired now. So she's a nurse, right? And I
Okay.
sometimes had that conversation because my approach is always like, okay, natural first, right? And then,
Right.
and she never has been. Like she's very much
Really?
like sort of traditional medicine, like traditional
Really?
in the sense of like Western med, however you want to call it, the
Mhm.
pharmaceutical medicine, right?
Right. Right.
And so she's like and I had that conversation with her. It's like, why are medical professionals so reluctant? And
Hmm.
she brought up that whole idea of Well, there's a legal implication in a sense, right? So they kind of, this is the stuff they know, and
Mhm.
they're not going to take any risks,
Right.
right? And so because
Mhm.
if something goes wrong, then they're going to need to prove, and they can't do that. And I'm
Right.
like, well, it kind of, I can sort of see where you're coming from, and I still won't change my mind.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, I get it because pharmaceuticals are backed by research, but why not try natural? If it
Yeah,
doesn't work, then you can go to pharmaceuticals. So,
yeah,
but I agree. I get it. The traditional why they do that. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
And the
So
pharmaceutical
where
company
can
is
people go? What's your website if somebody wanted to try it out? And where can people get in touch with you to find out more?
absolutely. Again, it's a mouthful. It's Teddy's, Teddys, turmerictamer.com. And we are on, the web, our website. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram and TikTok. So you'll find us, Teddy's Turmeric Tamer. It's a mouthful, but you'll remember that.
That's
You'll
right, you won't
remember.
forget it.
Yeah, and I'd love to offer a discount to any listeners here who try our products. If you just use the code SOUL, SOUL, well, you'll get a discount for any of the products.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
Yeah,
Such a
yeah.
cool discount code too. So, so thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for the work you do, because I think, dogs and their people will massively appreciate it if we can lighten the chemical load
Yes,
and
agreed,
support our
100%.
dog's health.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking forward to expanding in the future, and I appreciate the time today and telling my story. And I hope I encourage other people to pursue natural remedies.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Annika.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review so other dog lovers can find the show. Head over to soultouchedbydogs.com and sign up for the weekly treat. Tips, recommendations, and personal stories to warm your dog-loving heart. And if you know a pawsome human you think I should interview, I'd love an introduction. Email me at Anke, that's ANKE, at soultouchedbydogs.com.